Hello, my fellow travelers. How are you today? Because today is a very different day than you may ever have seen. Hence the new background for the moment, because this report is more than just the card reading. It's really a dive into the energy right now, because as we know, there's so much confusion, so much truth, and so much lies, and so much of everything coming up. And the energy is feeling it and making us feel it as well. And our minds are doing one thing, our heart's doing another thing, our body and our surroundings are doing another. So I'm going to start with slow down. If you need to take time just to make a video and you need to center yourself, take the time to center yourself. Then if there's disruptions like noises outside that you haven't waited for to go forward, then either accept it or stop the video and do it again. But either way, take your time. That's the message I'm getting, because Mercury is in retrograde, and it's in retrograde in Cancer. So we're really reviewing how we feel secure, and what is our home. I mean, I'm not going into any of that, but you can all fill in the blanks. So the review of the thoughts and the feelings, which can go into our lives in the past, or into past lives, or into future lives, everything is kind of coming together now. So we start with anchoring our place where we are. That's why I'm holding this rock, because I'm in a new spot. I've never done a reading here before. So it's a little bit new, and I think that will help you, because everything is very new right now. We've never been in this territory. This weekend, we have the summer solstice and a solar eclipse pretty much at the same time, Saturday into Sunday, depending on where you are in the world. So eclipses stop an energy and start a new one. So we can be feeling what we call strife, anger, resentment, sadness, depression, confusion, any of those things, because the energy is about to end. And we feel that, and it feels, we don't want to change. So we feel like, whoa, what's about to happen here? But as always, the eclipse brings new energy, new something, new everything, really. So as we can see, we're in the middle of a new everything, and we need to consider things differently. So now the fairies gave me these really nice cards. I was like, are you sure? But I see they are sure. The fairies will always bring you up into a higher realm of happiness, plain and simple, easy breezy. So the first one is Book Fairy. She's got a nice cup of coffee or tea, a blue feather, which I found the other day, a blue jay feather. And this is about study and intellect. How are we thinking about things? Maybe we need to learn a little more about what's really going on in anything, even as simple as with our own thoughts. Do I really mean this? Do I really need to move now? Am I really hungry? You know, any of those questions, let alone the big questions in the world. So it's about reconsidering and surrendering to what is, and then see if you can find a higher thought for the facts that you find. Okay. Moving on, we have Ivy. Ivy is about finances. And this is also about what we're growing. This is like abundance, right? So I'm talking to you like you're right here. So this is how we're thinking about our manifestation. What do we want to manifest? And why do we feel so clingy with money? I mean, we all know why, right? But why don't we change the energy into giving blessings and knowing there's enough. The fairies say that the fairies don't worry about money because they know they're always going to have everything, and therefore they do. So, you know, it's a good concept with manifestation. What are we growing here? So taking our time to study how we think about manifestation, abundance, money, finances, material, security, all that. And finally, the birth of magic. This configuration for the solar eclipse is like no other. It's a septile, which is a 7-pointed star, which doesn't really go along with a lot of things that we think about astrology. It's otherworldly. It's something else. It's David Bowie. It's Debussy, you know, it's something that is out there beyond, it's alien to us. So magic has been alien to us, but we're reaching for it and it's reaching for us. It's the baby dragon there. And dragons are really about, I mean, always abundant, but also abundant with fully embodying the spirit, its own spirit. So I think that's also what's happening here. It's the birth of us, a new thing. I mean, the birth of magic is for this eclipse and this summer solstice. So I can't say that I know what is going to happen. No one can. But I do know that when we stay in the moment, with every moment, I would say this weekend and beyond, take our time before we react to anything. Just touch the heart and say, is this true? Is this what I want? Is this whatever the question is? You know, this guy is gonna do anything right now because it's very confusing, the astrology and the world, right? So my advice to you is to take your time. Take your time. Why are you in such a rush? We don't want to rush. Take your time and do what needs to be done from a higher perspective, from a perspective you've never seen things at before. And it's a little uncomfortable. You're not sure what's going on. I walked back and forth through rooms today like I wasn't sure what it was like to be on the planet, you know, but I got my fill of information and spirit. So spirit, getting in touch with our own spirit. Who am I? What do I feel about this? And you don't have to have word answers. Just feel it. Just feel it. So if we do that, we will help manifest the reality that is full of love and full of peace and full of security and feels like home. Probably not tomorrow, but if we do it tomorrow and today and every other tomorrow and today, then I think that's what this is all about. So if you would like a reading this weekend, this is coming to me now. I wasn't knowing I was going to say this. Just DM me. And if you want to give a donation, awesome. If you can't afford it, fine. I'll do at least 15 minutes until I feel like the spirit has answered what your question is. It can be in text or we can do an actual, on the phone session. So anyway, best of luck, best of love, best of rejoicing for this weekend, the summer solstice, this beginning of everything. Many thanks. Talk to you Monday.